Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I wanted to talk about Blood Games. This is a Vinegar Syndrome release. I believe it came out in 2020, I want to say. It's a 1991 film. It's pretty much a sleazy sort of exploitation revenge film. It has these women. I don't think the women on the cover are the actual women, but it's these women that are playing a softball game against these men, and they're wearing these like little shorts with their butts hanging out, and the men start to play a little rough. They start sort of like pushing the women and pinching them as they're running by and playing very dirty. The coach happens to be one of the players' dads, and actually both coaches. The men's coach is one of the men's players' dads, and the women's coach is one of the women's players' dads. It's the main character, the woman. It's her father. So the father makes a bet with the other father for $1,000 that the women will beat the men. And not really a spoiler because it's sort of the beginning of the film, but the women beat the men, and the men's team coach reneges and gives the guy $100. And craziness starts to ensue. They start fighting with each other. Someone gets stabbed, someone gets killed, someone gets shot, and the men now start chasing the women as the women are trying to escape and get to a nearby town to save some of their companions who are hurt. That's sort of the gist of the film. During the beginning of the film, there is some nudity. It's actually a decent amount of nudity, nothing over the top crazy like pornography wise, but it's, you know, a little more than like a quick flash. It's a pretty cool film. I like the little revenge story. I like how sleazy and crazy some of the guy teams are, or team is, I should say singular, that are going after the women. There is one actor you'll recognize. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he always sort of plays like the hillbilly, the sleazy guy, the gas station attendant. So you'll definitely recognize him. And it was just fun overall. It was kind of a gratuitous, weird, sleazy revenge film that I think Vinegar Syndrome encapsulates. It sort of fits that mold very well. A B movie, obviously. It all started as a simple game of softball when a women's softball team wins against a group of rough talking and dirty playing men. They find themselves unwittingly involved in a new competition with a much higher stake: life and death. After being horribly attacked and assaulted by their male competitors, there is some rape in the movie, by the way. The women are forced to use both their wits and strength to escape their tormentors and avenge their teammates. However, they quickly find themselves trapped in a deadly cat and mouse chase, through a nearby forest where violence lurks behind every tree. That's actually a very good way to put it. A shockingly violent revenge thriller that, despite its early 90s release date, is unflinchingly in its brutality as the roughest exploitation film of the 70s. Israeli director Tanya Rosenberg's Blood Games is a tense and action-packed exploitation gem. Starring prolific stuntwoman Laura Albert alongside Ken Carpenter, Ross Hagen, Gregory Scott Cummins, and cult character actor George Buck Flower. I think that's the character actor I was talking about earlier. Vinegar Syndrome proudly presents the long overdue disc debut of Blood Games. It's actually cut off here. It says in a brand new, but I think it's in a brand new 2K restoration. It comes with a 2K restoration from the 35mm interpositive. It looks very good. Playing a Tough Babe, an interview with Laura Albert. Playing Hardball, an interview with actor Ken Carpenter. The theatrical trailer, promotional still gallery, and reversible cover artwork. So here's the old artwork that I guess they used. I kind of like this one more because it's a little cheesier. And then I believe this is the new artwork, which is definitely more graphic and stylized. I think I'm going to go with the old one because it looks nice and cheesy and has a little bit of that 90s flair to it. Overall, Blood Games was a good film. I enjoyed it. I like B movies. I like horror. I like that vengeance stuff. There was a decent amount of nudity, which is always a plus. So overall, I think Blood Games was a good pickup from Vinegar Syndrome. They don't always get the best films, but this one was definitely on the better side. So let me know, guys, if you've seen Blood Games. It's like a perfect kind of HBO middle of the night sleazy revenge tale. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.